This is part of my hill garden, and it's been in place now for about 15 years. But to be honest, I don't spend a lot of time in this garden, and it's starting to get out of control. So I've decided to do a complete remake. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the steps that I use to decide on what to do with a bed like this. This is a really hilly spot, and I built these pathways up and put up a stone wall to hold the soil up. And then I planted mostly rock garden type plants, little sedums and some hens and chicks and some dianthus and a variety of rock garden things. And I thought this would be a really great rock garden. But over the years, I've learned something about rock gardens. They take a lot of weeding. They're one of the most intensive gardens you can make as far as maintenance goes. And I have rock gardens in other spots, and I've just decided that this is too much work for me to have another one here. Now, over the years, larger plants have moved in. You can see a lot of this is quite weedy. These aren't even plants I put in. And that's what happens when you don't weed a garden regularly. The weeds will start taking over. Now, it still looks pretty good. Early spring, I have my smaller plants flowering, and most of them are white, and you get this nice white color on the hill. I have some yellow rock garden plants up here that make a great show. And then later on, the campanulas flower, and this hill is just covered in blue, and it's really quite nice. Unfortunately, those campanulas are slowly spreading and taking over the whole garden, so if I left it, I'd have nothing but blue campanulas. Now, these campanulas aren't the ones that are really invasive, but they still spread over time. Now, I've been telling people that this is my wild garden, and it kind of fits here because I've kind of designed this to be a walk up a mountain. And when you're in the mountains, you don't have these nice, perfect gardens. You have more of a wild look, and that's what you get here. And it's quite different than many of my manicured beds, so it also gives you a change from the rest of it. But it really is time to do something about this bed. The first thing I do with a project like this is have a look at what's there and see if there are some plants I want to save. For instance, at my feet here is a really nice phlox, nice big clump of it, and it's a beautiful plant. I wouldn't mind keeping that. On this side of me is another phlox. This looks a little brown now, but it'll come back in the fall. This is just covered in white flowers in late spring. It's a really beautiful plant. So I want to save this. So I'll go through the bed and see if there's things I want to save, and then anything else I'm going to get rid of. I'm going to pull them out the best I can. I won't get all the roots, but I'll get a lot of the roots. And then we'll plan for the future. So I've spent some time cleaning up part of this bed already. In this area, I've taken out all the plants I don't want and left a few of the special things that I'm going to keep. You see that most of it is going. As I started taking out these plants, I also found that the rock wall I had built is starting to crumble. The rocks are starting to fall apart, and it's not really holding up very well. I built this wall about 15 years ago before I really knew how to build these walls properly. And then I took a course on how to build rock structures, and that helped me a lot. So part of this renovation plan will be to rebuild this wall. So when I'm taking out plants, I like to use a trowel because I can be very specific about where I'm digging. But these roots are a little deeper than this, and it would take me a long time to do it with a trowel. So I brought in a shovel, and that'll make the job go a lot faster. I try not to dig too deep. Because of the slope, I don't want to disturb the soil too much. I want it to stay up on the hill. But I dig underneath the roots, pull up a clump, turn my shovel over, and bang the clump of plants on the shovel. This does a couple things. One is I don't lose the soil that's here, so I don't have to bring more soil in. And the other thing it does is it removes the soil from all these roots. So now when I let this sit in the sun for a few hours, there's a better chance that the roots are going to get killed. It's a tedious job, but somebody's got to do it. So I'm just gonna go and continue along here and take most of this out. It's coming along nicely, but I thought I'd say another word or two about the soil here. A lot of people would come in and take this soil out and replace it with fresh soil. For some reason, people think soil gets old, and that's a complete myth. In fact, this has 15 years of plants growing in it. Those plant roots are constantly dying off and being regenerated, adding lots of organic matter to the soil. As long as soil is covered and plants are growing on it, soil actually gets better with age, just like a good bottle of wine. If you'd like to know more about soil, have a look at my new book, Soil Science for Gardeners. So I've now cleared all the weeds and plants I didn't want out of this garden bed. The little clumps that are left here, I think I'm going to try to keep. The next step is to rebuild this wall. As you can see, it started to crumble. If I'm going to redo the bed, I might as well do the wall at this point too. I made a few mistakes when I built this wall about 15 years ago. One is that I used a lot of small rock, and that's what I had at the time, and I thought that would be stable enough. But as the rocks get smaller, they get lighter. And what makes a real good stable wall is to have rocks that are a little heavier. It's the weight of the rock that's really making the wall and holding it in place. So I'll probably get rid of the smaller rocks and try to reuse the larger ones in this wall. I really can't come and fix this. If I just try to move a few rocks here and there, it's just not going to fit correctly. The best thing to do with a wall like this is to completely redo it. And I'm going to make a separate detailed video on how to build stone walls. The other issue I have with this garden is the top part. There's a fairly small pathway there, and as I'm working in this bed, the soil keeps moving down the hill because it's so sloped. It's almost a 45-degree slope. I have to do something up there to keep the pathway from falling down. And the best thing I've found is to put another row of rocks at the top. They're heavy enough to stay in place, and that keeps the soil and the pathway side in place. And the rocks will allow the plants to grow underneath on this side, and it'll look pretty good. Once the rock wall and the rock ledge up here are in place, it'll be time to design this bed. And I've decided to do that in a separate video because there's quite a bit of information we can discuss about the design, and I'm going to go through a whole design process for this bed and then pick a final design that I like, and then we'll implement it. At the end of this video, I'll put 2 links to these other videos. One will be the designing of the bed, and the other one is building the rock wall.